Hi gang, today's video is about having no excuses. So I've actually done an Instagram live on this today. If you don't follow me on Instagram, head to hollymatthews84 on Instagram, and I've been doing a series of lives on there. So I thought I'd share it with you guys as well so that you didn't miss out on what I was chatting about. So I was chatting about no excuses, and it started because today I had a day where I was just couldn't quite get into second gear, third gear, fourth gear. But yeah, I just needed a nap today, and I could feel myself going into, oh, there's just not enough time. There's not enough time, and I was going into excuse mode. So when that happens with me, I have my little inner pep talk in my head, and I gave myself a bit of a chat, a bit of a talking to, and I said, stop bloody making excuses for everything and get on with it. And I've been a lot more productive this afternoon since having a little nap and waking up and getting on with stuff. And that's because I have trained myself to have a mindset of no excuses, because essentially an excuse is us telling ourselves a lie so that we don't have to take responsibility for our own lives. Because excuses are nice. If we have an excuse, it feels better. It feels like we can just go, yeah, but this thing happens and that's why I can't do that thing. And it allows us to sit, procrastinate, and it allows us to stay still. It allows us to just feel a bit sorry for ourselves and maybe get other people to feel sorry for ourselves, for us, sorry. And this next year just won't serve us. It won't serve us. So whatever your marker of success is, whatever success looks like to you, you will not get there if you are filling your life and your head with a ton of excuses. You just won't get there, because you will always, every time there is something to be done, every time you've got to get on with something or push past a fear or push out your comfort zone, you will be ready with an excuse. You will have an excuse as to why you can't do it. And ultimately, if you live like that, you won't succeed. Whatever success looks like to you, you won't do the things that you want to do because you have an excuse ready. And I was thinking about the common excuses that we have, most notably, I think, being, I don't have enough time. I just don't have enough time, I'm too busy. They're the top ones. And I hear myself saying it sometimes. And the time one, again, and I've talked about this, it's a tired old story. It's a tired old story because most of the time we do have time. We just organise our time wrong, or we spend our time thinking about doing the thing we should just be getting on with and procrastinating about it instead of just getting on with it. Most of the time when I get into that mindset, if I actually sit down and life coach myself rather than helping other people, sit down and go, right, Holly, come on, what would you say to somebody else? And I write down all my list of jobs that I need to do, I time slot them, I organise it, I get it done within about an hour. But in my head, those jobs would take 3 weeks to do. If I hadn't sat down and done that and done those things, that's exactly what would happen. I would procrastinate about getting on with the jobs and worry about and think, well, I won't have time, I just don't have time. And I would continue that cycle of using the don't have time as an excuse. I'm too busy, I don't have time, I'm too busy. Affirming that mantra to myself, and I busy my time with that. That becomes my full-time job, just spinning that around my head instead of just getting on with it. And it's an excuse, and it's a boring excuse. Just get on with it. You'll find time if it's a priority to you. You'll find time. That's ultimately it. When something's a priority and it's important to us, we find time for it. When it's not a priority, we don't, and we make excuses. You might be making excuses like, I'm not smart enough, or I'm too old, or I'm too young. We have a list like a mile long of reasons why we can't do something. I'm not smart enough. Well, learn. Firstly, you're not supposed to be good at everything, okay? So don't expect yourself to be good at everything. But if you are if you need to learn something, then learn it. Just start somewhere. I'm not saying it's always going to be easy, because sometimes it's not. For example, I've openly said editing on videos isn't my strong point. and I'm learning, and you will see that as I go on. This video is clearly being filmed on a phone, so I'm not going to do a great deal to it. But when I'm editing, I'm learning all of the time, and you will notice that from the beginning to now, and I will continue to grow because I have a growth mindset where I want to learn, I want to get better at something when it isn't something that I'm good at. We're not born good at this stuff. We have to learn. And so if you're in a space now where you're like, well, this is just really hard, I'm not good at it, I'm not smart enough to do this. Well, okay, start somewhere and start learning. We have so much access to knowledge and to learning now for free. You just have to search something on YouTube or Google, and you've got access to so much information and people who can teach you things. It's not really an excuse now. It's just not an excuse to have that. Another big excuse that comes up, and it comes up with a lot of people that I work with one-on-one, is I don't get the support from those around me. So whatever it is, whether it's supporting a business that you're doing, a job that you're doing, whether it's supporting a relationship that you're in, whether it's supporting a lifestyle choice, and people say, just don't get that support. Tough. So what? All right, it doesn't feel amazing when people around you don't support, but it's not their job to support what you want to do. It isn't. Yes, it would be nicer if everybody did. And yes, I would actively encourage you to find people that do want to support you. But even those that love you have their own journey and their own reasons why they might not. It shouldn't be an excuse. It's not their life. It's your life. Take responsibility for it. So this really is a little pep talk. And I'm sharing it because I do this exact same pep talk to myself when I'm spiraling into excuse mode and I'm too busy and I'm too this. But the reality is that there will be somebody out there that doesn't have that excuse. There will be someone out there that has all the challenges in the world and still does what you want to do and still finds a way around it. I know that I can have excuses on a lot of things. I know that those of you who followed my journey over just the last year alone will know that really tough stuff has happened, challenging stuff, and stuff that if I said to you, I gave you a bunch of excuses why I couldn't do X, Y, and Z, you, because you're so lovely and kind and all the rest and empathetic, would go, I totally understand why you can't do that. And you would allow those excuses because you're kind. But I don't allow myself those excuses, because it's me that will suffer if I listen to that tired old story of excuses. It's my family that will suffer if I don't do the things to get us closer to the things that we want to be doing. If I sit on my arse, filling my head full of excuses and reasons why it can't work, then it's me that will suffer. So it's not really about other people patting me on the back and going, are you okay, hon? It's really not. That's not going to serve me. Equally, and I would just put this as a caveat, I'm all about self-love, self-care, and it is not about you hustle until you burn out or anything stupid like that. But what it is about knowing when you're just making excuses. We have reasons why things are challenging. We all have reasons. You have reasons why things are challenging in your life. I have reasons where things are challenging. I have 2 kids. I'm a single mom. You know, a million reasons. I didn't go to university. I don't know what else my reasons might be, but whatever. There's a million reasons why things may be harder, or I might have to take a longer route, or so what? So I have to learn, so I have to work around my children, I have to stay up later, I have to get up earlier. So what? So what? The other excuse I hear a lot, or thing that I hear people saying, is that it's easier for them, it's easier for other people. You might follow people online, you might follow people in person, you might, see people that on telly succeeding at something that you want to succeed at, and you might be saying, yeah, but it's all right for them for X, Y, and Z, whatever the reason being. It's all right for them. It's all right for them because of this. And it's just rubbish. It's just nonsense. You don't know their journey. Even if you think you do, you're not in their head. You don't know what battles that they face every day in their own minds. You have no idea. So do not fill your head with it's easier for them, because you really have no idea what's easy and what's not for somebody else. And it's none of your business. Your business is you. That's all it should be. You should not be concerning yourself with if it's easier, and if you had their circumstances, their set of circumstances, how much easier it would be for you. You've no idea if it would be easier. You have no idea. So don't focus on that, focus on you. And if you mess up, start fresh, get back on the horse, pick yourself up, dust yourself down and start again. I've failed about 1,000,000 times in my life, doesn't matter. That's how we learn. So just get on with it, no more excuses. That life that you really want, it's there waiting for you. It's waiting for you to stop churning out a tired old story about why you can't do it and why people don't support you and it's easier for everybody else. You're too old, you're too young, you're too black, you're too white, you're too tall, too short, you live in this part of the world or not. Whatever the reason is, there'll be a solution if you are willing to sit down and work it out, because there'll be something that you can do. Good luck with it. I want you to succeed. So even if this sounds like a massive rant, it isn't. It's about me going, I want you to succeed. I want you to put down the nonsense, have a mindset of growth where you go, I'm willing to learn, I'm willing to start fresh, I'm willing to be a student. When you do that and you be humble like that and you be open, then you will succeed. I have no doubt in you whatsoever. I would also love some of you to come along to my workshop. My next workshop, the Happy Me Project Live, is on the 22nd of April and it's at Warwick University, Sports Pavilion, Warwick University in the Midlands in the UK. It's a Sunday, so you can come along, you can travel, it'll be a nice day out, and the tickets you can get, I'll put the link below here. You can also get the Happy Me Project online course where you can do that anywhere in the world, start when you want, and you have lifetime access. And there is also a kids visualization course as well now, the Happy Me Project Kids for 4 to 11-year-olds, where you'll have some audios to play your children and help them to learn to be confident, positive young people. I like to start them young. I'll speak to you all soon. Peace.